Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
All good, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mustafa. I'm your facilitator today for how to handle the guest complaint during the Big One lunch and dinner. So, before starting that, I just want to know that I hope you all have your lunch around.
Yes, sir.
Just want to may I have your good name, sir?
My name is Jagdish.
Jagdish.
Sir, my name is Sayyid.
Sir, my Sheikh Fatas.
Sir,
Satish Rawat.
My name is Gopal Singh.
I'm Amit Kumar.
I hope you all had your lunch and breakfast now.
Yes,
yes, yes.
So, what you had exactly?
Rice and dal naan.
Rice and dal. That is very good. You?
And rice and some dal, some mixed veg and some dessert.
Wow, great. So you all like dessert, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow, fantastic. You?
Yes, sir, rice and dal and some mixed veg and some dessert.
So you both had the lunch at the same place?
Yes, sir.
Great, great. Chef
I
Satish, you?
had that salad only. I prefer the light food in that at the time of getting lunch.
Great. Chef, you?
I had rice, dal makhani, salad.
Rice, dal, salad. Great.
I had butter naan and paneer.
Butter and bread. Wow, great. So, in last session we had learnt about how to like different kind of studios and setups and all. So, does anyone any idea about what exactly we had learnt? Like how many studios are we do have? Jagdish?
We have 8 studios.
8 studios. Great.
So we have 8 studios.
8 studios. And what are the different kind of setups we use in these studios?
So, first of all, cluster setup and tea setup and boardroom setup and like hall setup. That's all, sir.
So you had mentioned cluster setup,
Yes, sir.
boardroom setup,
Yes, sir.
tea setup,
Yes, sir. And hall setup.
and hollow square setup.
Yeah.
Apart from that, anybody want having any idea about that? All anyone?
We do classroom setup also.
Classroom setup. Great, great.
U shape.
User setup. Great setup.
Theatre setup.
Theater setup. Great. So I hope you guys remember that I told you somehow there was a one point that why we call studios as a studios, why we don't call it as a ballroom.
Because these are meeting rooms.
These are the meeting rooms. So why we call it as a studios? Jagdish?
We call it studios. It's just that we call it studio because of like it's sound different.
Great. You are absolutely right. Second?
Basically, the purpose of studio is that we can do small events like conference, meetings, that's all.
That's all. Akash, you?
It's like a mainly purpose of like meeting because we all studios are soundproof. That's why.
Great, great. Chef Satish?
Studio, sir, we are taking a studio because there's a small gathering of like meetings and all because there's a soundproof studio we have. So that's why we are taking this small gathering, so which is very good for our business also, and we are not taking big banquet for the very small gathering.
Fantastic.
A small gathering and meeting will happen easily. That's the reason.
So as I can understand that you all had covered the entire points. So it's a good job all of you. Clap for all of you. So before that starting, let's do a one quiz that who know exactly maximum of how many studios we do have. So everybody please open this Padlet and scan it. So I hope you all are logged in that.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So guys, you are having only 5 minutes from now. So start putting your valid points exactly how many types of studios and setups we do have.
So we are very right.
Over here. You just have to go from here and you have to write it down by the beginning.
Subject Satish, name.
Your subject should be your name and you have to write down the points and all. Hope you all are connected, right?
Yes, sir.
Great.
You have to write all the setups also, that how many types of setup we have.
Yes, what the exactly question mentioned over here, types of setup, types of studios and studios.
We have every studio have theme, so you can write here.
Yes, you can write out. You guys are having only 5 minutes to write it down. So start giving your points as much as you can. Wow, as I can see that Sayyid had done and Seth Satish has also done. Great. Akash has also done. Wow, great. Hurry up guys, we are running late. Great. So as I can see that you all guys have done noted down the entire answer. We can retag it that what exactly points have been mentioned by each and everyone. Like Sayyid had mentioned we have to play studio Seth Satish, Akash, Sayyid had given, Jagdish had mentioned the best one of the best ones that we have total overall studios and having this cluster setup, ballroom setup. Amit Kumar had also mentioned. So it seems to look like that you all are exactly aware about that what I was going to translate about. So good job guys, all of you. Clap for each and everyone. So we are going to start the session about how to handle the guest complaints during the breakfast, lunch and buffet services in the food and beverage. So does anybody having any idea, anyone having any story about, have you ever made any guest complaints in your workplace?
Yes, sir. I have one story for the very first guest when I am going to the room. First of all, and the order is like butter chicken and butter naan.
Okay.
But we don't know, and like it's like a miscommunication that's why it's not a point for the KT. It's like a guest want butter chicken without cream. Then we are going and serve to the with cream.
Okay.
Then guest is very shouting me. Then I'll become that ID, and then we all are incidents and share my TL. Then my TL are going in the room and then sort out the problem.
Great, great. Sayyid, have you ever encountered any guest complaint in your workplace?
Yes, sir. Regarding I had mistakenly going the wrong room number, sir.
So what you have done that over there?
Sir, firstly I informed the manager. Then manager went to the room and talked with the guest
Okay.
and offered some food and dessert and some apology to the guest.
So as I can understand from your point of view that problem got resolved that when you immediately inform to your manager, right?
Yes.
Good, very good. Chef Satish, you?
So when we are working in the hotel at the restaurant, it also complaints that we are facing at that time when we guests don't like the food. So we at that time we are offering guests that we will giving the new food and new type of cuisine if you want to prefer. So that's the main issue we are facing, and that completely that's our case we are facing right now these days.
So to immediate affect the company, you had offered the new different kind
Right,
of
right.
services. Great, sounds great. You?
Yes, sir. When I was earlier in my hotel, I was taking care of meeting room. So there I have to serve tea, coffee, but that time I was serving, so I have taken lots of time. So my guest shouted me, "You are wasting our time because we have limited, we have student." So that time I have faced.
Jagdish, you?
Yeah, I'm working in the school.
Hmm.
There was this lady who, when I was working in banquet, I just started my internship.
Okay.
She asked me for some kind of video.
Okay.
And I had no idea what it was.
Hmm.
So I told her that it's not available. And then she started and me and told me that it must be available. I started and all that. So I told Singha that she was easy, and he came there and he served out the video. And so I apologize for this.
So as I can understand from all of you that you all had encountered the complaint, but what you had done the best thing, that you had done some immediately effect that escalated that complaint. Great. Let me tell you one story that when I was working as an intern, like when I was doing the internship, like when I got about to get the graduated in from the hospitality school. So I was like very fascinating intern to asking about why these things happen, why that things happen, to understand me exactly where I am learning, to increase my learning and values and all. So one day when I was working in the restaurant, I was very happy of that day, and I was like, there was one of the guests. She got offended just because of me, because I was not unable to hear that what she was calling to me. Then she chanted all my manager, and she was like, "Who the hell he is?" And he had done the apologies. He had done the guest experience for her to make her comfortable, and the problem got resolved. On the same day, there was one of the complaint that mistakenly happened with me. I had instead of pouring the sparkling water, I poured the still water. Then guests I started shouting and chanting to my supervisor. Then my supervisor had called to the manager. Then when my manager came, he had called me in front of the guest. He started chanting me, "Ma'am, just because of this guy, this thing happened. Just because of that guy, that thing happened. Just because of this, because of that, so and so and so and so." And I was in a very dull mode. Like I was literally crying on that day, because mistake can happen anytime, anywhere. How we are going to address the mistake that is going to be more impactful and delightful for guests and for those people who are working under us. So being a manager, like, we should be very calm, composed, rather than putting in front of our team member, just because of Akash or just because of Sayyid, this thing happened, just because of Sayyid, that thing. We should be taking the responsibility and accountability for that mistakes and all. Do you have any questions, Sayyid? Akash? So can somebody make me understand that why we have to take the responsibility of the complaints and all?
For the guest experience, better guest. Yeah.
Great. Chef, please.
Yes, because they get a good experience and just give you a good business also.
Okay. Akash, you?
So because it's like for the guest feedback and get that hotel shape, that's why.
So I can mention that for guest feedback, for guest complaint, for guest experience,
Yes, satisfaction.
guest satisfaction, you all are absolutely right. So these all are your handwritten notes. You can just go through that. Would you please just pass it to his team members? So, why guests complain in the food and beverage areas?
When delay happening.
When delay happen in the delivery of the food? Great. You are absolutely right. Sir, you?
All is not ready.
It's not like a food, that's why.
Guests did not like the food.
Yeah.
Great. Chef, please.
Is there any foreign particle found in the food?
Any foreign particle found in the food? Yes, you are absolutely right. Akash?
So food cold, that's why.
Cold food.
Yeah.
Second, you?
So when food is not according to the guest preference.
Yes.
Okay. Jagdish, you?
Yes, I don't like the food because there are some missing ingredients or something wanted and increase the
You all are absolutely right. There can be different scenario and patterns and all that. Why guests complain just because of delay in the food. You told cold food, foreign particles. You all are absolutely right. And what we have to do when guests complain in the food and beverage areas?
We have to serve food on time.
We have to serve food on time. And what are the action? You are absolutely right. What are the action required to turn down the guest complaint?
So we have to do the complimentary, like complimentary food.
Complimentary food. Say you.
So first of all, we have to apologize to the guest, then offer a fresh portion of food. Then we have to listen to the guest that what guests are complaining about food and all. What's the reason why guest is complaining regarding food. Then we have to say inform to my senior or manager. Then my senior will take an action my manager will go to the room, then apologize, give some visiting card and offer some breakfast in the room.
Okay. Yes, you are going right. Tell me more. And just want to ask one more question, that why do we have to apologize? Chef, please.
We apologize for because if we not apologize to the guest will never come back again, and we will harm our business also. That's why we apologize and understand that mistake happened from us only.
Because it's open, it's our manners.
Yes, that's right.
Great, absolutely right. Apart from that, why do customer complain and all? Why do guests complain? Jagdish?
because they didn't like the food or something about the food.
It's not proper cleaning and hygiene.
Yeah,
That's
cleaning.
why.
You all are absolutely right. You all are given the very valid points. As it can mention over there, where order got delayed, when the dining area is not clean and hygiene. Hygiene is like one of the very valid points. There is zero tolerance if any guest complaint happens just because of hygiene and all. Because being in a 5-star hotel, we must have to keep our hygiene valid and up to mark. And when the service staff is rude or unresponsive,
Yes, sir.
can you just elaborate it why is there with any scenario now? Akash?
No, sir. I have no scenario for this topic.
Okay. Chef Satish?
No, sir.
Syed?
Basically, sir, when service staff is rude, because of we have to always handle to the guest, like always have a smile on the face and some manners, that the SOP of hotels, and we have to show the attention to the guest always according to the guest requirement. That's all.
You are absolutely right, Syed. I just want to add one more thing, that when the service staff is rude or unresponsive, suppose that when I came to you, when I came in your restaurant, and I'll ask with you, just give me a glass of water, and you are like, you just move away from here. It seems to like you are having such kind of attitude, but those attitude is not going to be held accountable in being working in the hotel or restaurant, because being in the service, being working in the service industry, you must have to be really polite, cool, calm, and composed whenever we are working in the guest area. And we have another point mentioned: when guests are caught, unaware, or hidden cost, the terms of condition of dining. Any example anybody is having? Like any charges, something got settled, tax structure.
It's service charge. Guest did not.
Absolutely right.
Service charge that.
Second, you.
Sir, he's saying absolutely right. Because most of the guests don't like the service added in the bill. That's why.
And sir,
Yes,
one
yes.
more is VAT.
Well,
Yeah.
very good, very
We
good,
both
excellent.
Yeah, we both are not. We are chargeable VAT and GST for the not chargeable in the single bill.
Great. Chef Satish?
That if the guests don't like that food and then so we have to remove it. Because as per India, everybody knows that service charge not. If guests don't want to pay service charge, he will not pay the service charge.
Great, absolutely right. You all are absolute right. You all have given the very valid point. Great. So I'm going to teach you about what are the basic steps of the guest complaint whenever we get encountered in our work area. Like Akash, you told that we have to apologize. Jagdish, you told that we have to escalate it as soon as possible. Saif had told that we have to do the service recovery any complaint that we receive in our area. And Sayyed, that you had told that we have to look for the guest experience and all. So let me go through you like the basic 5 steps. That these all are going to be like a rule of thumb. Blast method
Blast.
whenever we are dealing with any kind of guest complaint. So Akash, can you just read through that first point?
Believe in guest version of the factors complaint.
5. Do you want to add any point that why we have to believe in guest version of fact, complaint, and description?
We need to look at the situation by the perspective of the guest because of the experience.
Great, you are absolutely right. The second point is that listen, allow the guest to listen, to tell you everything, asking questions and make an eye contact is crucial. Actively listening resolve half of the complaint. Do you want to add any point? Ask. Do you want to add any point in that? That why do we have to listen?
For the guest satisfaction.
Great, absolutely right. Chef Satish?
That if we listen to the guest properly, that maybe he will come down and calm down and that complaint will be resolved on the spot, and that he will come back again because we will get good feedback from him.
Absolutely right, absolutely right. And the third point is that Jagdish, can you just read through that?
So my point is apologize to the customer genuinely and sincerely.
Do you want to add any point in that?
Yes, if we have done delay food and any mistake, so we have to apologize very lightly.
Okay, and the fourth point is that solve. Fix to solve the problem, but avoid buying the guest happiness. Complaint resolution should leave the guest satisfied and content, thereby winning his or her trust back. Suppose that if I am going to tell that honestly that okay sir, I will this one you, but this is the once you buy this you have to pay this and you have to pay do that, so and so and so and so. So we should always involve in solving the guest problem as soon as possible. And T for thank you.
Thank you.
Last but not least, generally thank the guest for bringing the issue to your attention and giving you opportunity to resolve it. It means that you must have to thank you to the guest whenever they are giving any complaints, because complaints are and feedbacks are those things which we can improve and we can work in our guest area. Does anybody having any question in that?
So this blast is believe, listen, apology. It's for we are using in our daily operation also.
yes, we should always use in our daily operation, just because whenever we encountered any guest complaint, we need to make sure that blast method is applied everywhere. First, we have to believe, we have to understand the guest point of view, we have to listen, we have to apologize, we have to solve, and we have to thank you. I'm having one question that, suppose that if I remove B from the blast method, is going to get work?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why?
Because these are very first point. That's why.
If we want believe the guest, then how we are going to implement or impact the guest and all? And suppose that if I'll remove the apologize word, then
I don't think the God apologize.
Yes.
Until forming,
Sorry.
We need to for solving the issue. We have to use all this points: believe, listen, and apology, and solve our thank you.
great.
So it will give a good business for in future also.
You are absolutely right, Satish. So let me go through you that one of the basic video to whenever we encountered any guest complaint, we have to make sure that this is going to take us where exactly.
Restaurants in the world.
Step into Wix Studio.
Best restaurants in the world. But it was a hot dog that earned us the #1 spot on that list. Or rather, the winning strategy that it gave birth to. Unreasonable hospitality. The principle that guided us as we took ordinary transactions and turned them into extraordinary experiences. In early 2010, on a busier than normal lunch service, I was in the dining room helping out the servers when I found myself clearing appetizers from a table of 4 foodies on vacation to New York. And they were going to the airport to head back home after their meal. I overheard them talking. What an amazing trip. We've been to all the best restaurants. They listed a bunch. Per se, Bernardin, Danielle, Momofuku. Now, 11 Madison Park. Then another person jumped in. Yeah, the only thing we didn't get to try was a New York City hot dog. You know those moments in a cartoon where the animated light bulb goes off, or the characters that signify their restaurant with a really good idea? If you'd been in the room with me that day, you would have seen what appeared. As calmly as I possibly could, I walked gracefully back into the kitchen, dropped off the plates, and then literally ran out the front door and down the block to the hot dog cart. I bought a hot dog and ran just as fast back into the kitchen. Now came the hard part, convincing the chef to serve it in our fancy fine dining restaurant. Guess he looked at me like I'd lost my mind. Serving what New Yorkers call a dirty water dog in a fancy 4-star restaurant, but I asked him to trust me. And I told him it was important to me. And eventually, he agreed to cut the hot dog up into 4 perfect pieces, adding a little swish of ketchup and a swish of mustard onto each plate, and finishing them with a cannella sauerkraut and a cannella relish. Then, before we served to the table their final savory course, which happened to be a honey lavender glazed Muscovy duck that had been dry aged for 2 weeks utilizing a technique.
I'm having one more question, that what we are learning from this video. Say again?
We are learning some against expectation.
Great, absolutely right. Akash, you?
How to handle complaints, like guest complaints.
Fantastic. Sir, you?
How to bow to the guest.
how to wow the guest. Excellent. This was the point I was looking for exactly.
Guest expectation for what is available on tables.
Great. Fantastic. So let's resume the video.
He could have taken years to perfect. We brought them their hot dog. I introduced it. To make sure you don't go home with any culinary regrets, a New York City hot dog. Guys, they freaked out. I'm not kidding. At that point in my career, I had served thousands of dishes and many thousands of dollars worth of food, and I can confidently say that no one had ever reacted to anything I served them better than they reacted to that hot dog. Each person said it was not only the highlight of their meal, but of their entire trip to New York, and they'd be telling the story for the rest of their lives. See, that hot dog changed the way I approached restaurants from that point forward. Because up until then, I had been so focused on excellence, on all the little details that go into making a meal great, that I somehow hadn't realized something really important. That in restaurants, our reason for being is to make people feel seen. It's to make them feel welcome. It's to give them a sense of belonging. See, in restaurants, the food, the service, the design, they're simply ingredients in the recipe of human connection. That is hospitality. And I realized if we could be unreasonable in our pursuit of that, we could give people the kind of experiences they would remember forever. It was only then that I realized I wasn't actually in the business of serving people dinner. I was in the business of serving them memories. That hot dog only cost $2, and the impact it had was priceless. It does not take a big budget to start infusing this into your culture, because remember, it's not the cost of the gesture that matters, it's how it makes people feel.
Vayner speakers.
So I believe that you all had heard exactly about what he was talking exactly.
He was talking about his experience that he how he handled the situation, how was just asking for him. These are the points he was talking about.
Great, absolutely right. Let me tell you one thing, that what he was trying to make you understand from his point of view, that food is the very basic thing that we are serving to the guests. What we are delivering at the end of the day is all about experience. Just because of its experience, they were staying in the 5-star hotel, somebody from their friend came to the state and she was having the hot dog. So are we connecting that? So it's not about the food and all, it's not about the money, it's about the what exactly experience we are giving to the guests to make them understand about their point of view. Okay, great. So, does anybody having any idea about what are the impacts of guest complaint in the working area? Whenever any guest complain in the food and beverage area, what are the impacts we are going to face that on that area?
Like they want to catch up on tables.
Okay, you are partially
There
right.
is no available catch up.
Chef Satish, you?
So business impact is the
Business
most
impact.
important.
Wow, great. Sayed, you?
Bad feedback.
Bad feedback. Great. Business impact, bad feedback. Jagdish?
Does not come back.
Guest will not come back. Great. Absolutely right. Jagdish, you?
The guest might not be satisfied by the service.
Okay. So you? What are the impacts of bad feedback?
Guests will not come back again.
Guests will not come back again. As we can see that, Akash, can you just go through and read that?
Customer complaint follow and 110 and 100 principal or another word have a snowball effect.
Negative word of mouth publicity lead to reduced patronage and loss of business. Guest loyalty is impacted negatively if complaints are left unresolved. As from the first point of view, guest complaints follow 1 to 10, 10 to 100 principle snowball effect can Somebody tell me what exactly snowball means? Effect means?
I have not.
Okay, okay, Chef, please. Okay, I'll tell you. Snowball is like whenever we throw any snow from any average amount, it becomes bigger, 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 and bigger. So, customer complaints are saying it's like the word of mouth marketing, publicity, and what. So, whenever, like, if I tell you that don't go to so and so restaurants, he's going to tell 5 more people. That people are going to tell 5 more people. It's like the snowball effect. 0 to 10, 10 to 100 principle.
Yes, sir.
Same negative word of mouth publicity. I don't like, I'll say it to you. I don't like, you don't like, you don't like, you will say it to each and everyone. And guest quality is impacted negatively if complaints are left unresolved. Would like to add a point on that?
So this is a negative mouth wording. That's the same that if he's my very good friend and I'm telling him that I have a very bad experience about this restaurant.
Okay.
So don't go to that restaurant. That's the same thing he will tell to other people also. The mouth of negativity is this point of view.
Great. You all are giving a very valid point. Absolutely right, Chef Satish. So these are the impact of the customer complaint when in a business area. So what are the do's and don'ts when we receive any guest complaint? What we have to do when we receive any complaint? Jagdish?
First of all, we need to immediately apologize to the guests.
Great, absolutely right.
And inform our senior, whoever is available on the street, and they can solve the problem.
Akash, you?
As soon as possible, action.
We have to action.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sayed, you?
So first of all, we have to immediately apologize to the guest, but then listen properly what guests are saying.
Absolutely right. You?
See, sir, inform our senior.
Chef Satish, you?
That we have to go to the guest and like say apologize for it.
Great. You all have given the very valid point. You all are right. So clap for all of you. So as you clearly mentioned that we have to follow the start method approach whenever we receive any guest complaint. Sorry, as for sorry, T for thank you, A for act, R for recover, and S for share. S refers to apologize and avoid finger pointing. Like whenever we are saying sorry to the guest, we should not be like, I'm really sorry for just because of this and that. Sorry, I won't say sorry, something like that. We should not be doing that. And T for thank you, we should always be saying thank you to the guest whenever we receive any complaint, because those thank you are like feedback to us which help us to improve in our working area. And A refers to act. Would we just read that? Akash?
To resolve the issues.
Why?
Because the problem has done settled down, that's why.
Great, absolutely right, Akash. Sayed, what is the fourth point mentioned over here?
So offer something extra to mend your relationship. Like we have to offer if guest does not like the food at all, then we have to give some extra portion of food and some dessert. So guest will.
So it's like the service recovery, right?
Yes, sir.
Great, absolutely right, fantastic. What is the fifth point mentioned over here? Fourth
Share.
point, recover.
Recover. Offer something extra to my relationship. So
We should be always offering something to make the relationship with the guest. And what is the fifth point mentioned over here, Chef Satish?
Fifth point is share. It's the share the information. Inform the team about guest complaints so they can learn from them.
How we gonna make the
Like
informality?
if the any mishappening happen in the operation time, then we have to tell to our senior team also regarding this. So we can not repeat it again for this.
Great, absolutely right. Do you want to add any point, Akash?
We all share the FI in the group for the guest complaint.
Great. Sayed, you would like to add any more point?
So we have to always inform to the team members because of the incident that happens to the guest to not happen again in future.
Yes.
Absolutely right. Let me tell you one story that when we were working in the food and beverage, I was doing the afternoon shift. When I came on the hotel, there was one of the very high profile guests which came in the hotel. He was very happy with the services and all. He had said somehow how he's feeling to, like, I'm allergic to nuts. From that particular, my daughter is allergic to nuts. And in the reception he did not inform that. I met with the guest at the time of service recovery. We had given that nuts based dessert, and he informed me that don't give me moving onwards. I am allergic to, me and my daughter both are allergic to nuts. And accidentally I thought that he's not going to order from some of the menu, and I went back my home. I forget to inform the rest of my team members that it's going to be very high profile and serious case if guests encountered any complaint having food in the nuts. And what happened exactly? The same guest came in the morning in the breakfast, and somebody had given chutney with the nuts, and her daughter suffered very serious allergy from that nuts. So it's just because we had not shared the information. And what are the terms that we should not do when we receiving any of this complaint? Jagdish, would you like to add any point?
We should listen to the guest, and we don't need to be really the same out every. We just need to listen to the guest and handle the problem most appropriately.
Absolutely right. Sayyid, you?
Like the point mentioned, that's why don't ignore the case of blame.
Great. Akash, you?
The fourth point is that don't make issues.
Don't make excuses.
Excuses, sorry. Excuses.
Any idea about that? Why should not be making any excuses to do this? Chef Satish, would you like to add any point? That why should not be making any excuses in front of the guest?
Sir, if we give him excuses in front of guests, and he will be offended at that time, right? Because he was very angry about his complaint. Right now we have to apologize at that time and be polite and listen to him properly.
Great, absolutely right. We should not be making any excuses in front of the guest. Okay, sir, I will get it done. I will get it done. So and so and so and so.
Because the case is coming with a lot of expectation from us.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And what is the fifth point mentioned over there? Don't make promises that you can't deliver. What does it mean?
You should always something to guess that you cannot leave them, or that's not available in the hotel.
Absolutely right. Chef, you were saying something?
That if we promise something to the guest and which we don't have, and it will take some time, more time, which he is expecting, which we have to deliver at the same time. So it's very difficult to give him that proper particular thing which we don't have. So it will take some time, and it will definitely will lose our business also.
Great, absolutely right. Absolutely right. And what is the third point mentioned over there? Don't address an unhappy customer as though they are a bother. What does it mean exactly? Sayyid, would you like to add something? It's like a repeat gaze somehow something. We should be always saying something, service recovery to the same case again and again. Can somebody recall about that? Okay, I'll tell you that. We should not be addressing an unhappy customer as though they are a bother. Suppose that I had given the complaint. Chef Satish had given the service recovery. Then again, I went to the room, housekeeping had done the service recovery. When I entered my room, in-room dining had done the service recovery. Okay, sir, I'm going to you have to for this, I'm ready for this, we are ready for you. Then engineering had done the service recovery. There should be like somehow something that guests will get offended. Because too many people, if they are going to do the service recovery, these should always feel like these people are bothering me. Anybody is having any story about that?
Yes, sir. When I was in banquet,
Okay.
one guest asking for my colleagues about cigarette. He wants cigarette, but he says to where we don't serve cigarette here. So then I meet guest and I apologize for that, and then I arrange for my ID and give to guest. So I explain to my colleagues, never say to no to the guest.
Fantastic. Absolutely right. You are. Does anybody having any more story about that? Jagdish, you want something?
One day I actually were on it was just nice of it, but I actually went to the wrong room. The guest was like, so we getting off this shop. I apologize immediately. He come and I feel this way.
Great, absolutely. It was a very great story. Let me tell you one thing, that when I was, as I told you earlier, that we should not be making any scene in front of the guest and all. The same thing I got encountered, and my manager had caught me. He was like, "Sir, just because of this, because of him, because of that, so and so thing happened." So being working in the hospitality, we should not be saying someone things like this to make guest offended in front of the guest and all. So let me take you to a platform where you're gonna learn about the point and all. You just have to scan this. So you all are having total 7 minutes. In 7 minutes you have to answer all the questions and all. Just scan it. Once you are done, just let me know. I hope you all are connected.
Yes, sir.
So time start right now. It's a tick mark question where you have to answer only one answer for the list complainer. One or randomly two. So here I've answered the answer one. Jagdish has also done. Gopal is pending. Great, Sahil has done all the answers. Jagdish has also done. Gopal and Amit Kumar is pending. Are you done? Great. So as I can see that we all have done with you all the question answer and all. So we can see that all of you had scored a very good number, 83%. Great. So I would like to conclude this session that we had learned about what are the guest complaint and different types of guest complaint, and Akash,
Yes, sir.
what we had learned today.
So we have learned today how to handle the complaints.
How to handle the complaint.
Yes, sir.
Sayyid?
So today we have learned about what we have to do and what we have not to do.
Great. Jagdish, you?
As I said, what we should do and the complaints and do what we shouldn't do. And this is what is we need to focus on.
Great, absolutely right. Said Satish?
When the guest complete happen, what is the procedure we have to follow? Like last procedure I learned.
Gopal, you?
Sir, the trustee is complaining.
Great, absolutely right. You?
Guest is complaining, so what we have to do and what we have going to do.
So today we had learned about, you all are absolutely right. You all have done the tremendous job. So clap for all of you. So today we had learned about exactly that what are the complaints, why guests complain, what are the types of complaint, what we have to do, what we have not to do when we receive any guest complaint. And we had learned about quiz also, that how we gonna answer. We had done the question answer also. So it was really a great session, all of you. Thank you all of you guys for taking a part on that. Thank you all of you. And, so in the next session we are going to learn about what are the scenario when guests complain and how we have to solve that complaints in our working area. Does anybody having any questions related to me for today's session?
So what is the snowball that you told us? What is snowball?
Snowball. Do you want to answer that? Take a part on that. Say it.
Yes, sir. basically snowball is a kind of negativity during the public area. Like we went in a restaurant, like there was food quality is very bad. I mean, from their cars that don't go that hotels. Food quality is very bad. Stuff is not good. Then Akash said to you that don't go that restaurant. Like food is not good and restaurant is not hygienic and all. Then you inform that Gopal and all only. So it's a kind of snowball, you can say.
Jagdish, you want to add something?
So I'm sorry, along this snowball effect is basically a cycle when your guest finds a complaint and he told someone else, and if he has bigger and bigger and more people get connected to that problem. So it affects this quality of the service.
Okay, absolutely right, Jagdish. Anybody is having any question regarding to today's session? In conclusion, I want to add one more thing also, like case quality is impacted negatively with case complaint is resolved. Better internal communication can lead to avoiding case complaint. Complaint can be revealed. Loopholes in the process of staff training and therefore should be part of learning experiment. Provide the aid improving system and process. So thank you guys, all of you, for taking a part of that.
Thank you.
It was really a great session for all of you. Thank you all.